Alright guys, we're on the south side of Hot Springs now. We had to go to Sam's, and so I'm just going to video the whole trip to past where we would turn off to go to those two properties. We just left Sam's, so 10 minutes to Sam's? It depends on the traffic. There's a really good little barbecue place right there. It's new. We're coming up on the intersection with Central Avenue. We're on Higdon Ferry, and that big building that you see kind of right down there at the end, that is Oaklawn. That's the racetrack, and it's been in operation for over 100 years. About 5 years ago, there was a really big expansion, and they built a hotel. Our racing season is from January through April. So that's when we have live racing. And there's Phil's. That's a really good like down home southern food, and they give you so much. I mean, it's whatever you're eating plus the next meal. So anyway, this that you're looking at there, this is Oaklawn, and there's pari-mutuel betting year round. I mean, you can go in there and watch the simulcast, but traffic really picks up here during racing season, and it takes a while to get through here. But we are now on Central Avenue, which is the road that turns into Park, which is where those two properties were. You'll see there's lots of hotels and motels, and that's a apartment complex that they've redone. Looks real nice now. But all this is the racetrack there on the right. Takes up a big chunk of property. That's an old mansion right there that's been redone into a very expensive B&B. Just heading into downtown now. We have a Waffle House like everybody else. A lot of tattoo parlors, a whole lot of churches. And I was telling Barbara, there's a lot of these old motels that were so popular in the 30s through the 60s. And they're still here, and some have been redone, and some are more like flop houses probably. And you can see over there, no, you can't. The old Hot Springs High School is the red and white brick building. That's where Bill Clinton went to high school. This was where he grew up from the age of 3 until he graduated high school. And there's actually a picture of him in high school shaking hands with John F. Kennedy in the Rose Garden. So that's the old high school. So when we cross this intersection, which is Grand Avenue, that's when I think almost everybody would say that's when you get into downtown. The first block is, you could say maybe that's not downtown, but I think most people would consider once you cross Grand, you're in real downtown. That building up ahead right there, that is with the two twin towers, that's the Arlington Hotel that has been undergoing some extensive renovations. It's 100 years old this year, and was the third Arlington Hotel. The other two burned, but that one was built in 1925 and was considered very swanky. All the gangsters used to stay there here. Hot Springs was a gangster resting spot. So all the gangsters would come here to hang out, and they wouldn't kill each other. And then they would go back where they're from, and then they would kill each other. So, you know, that's what. Right here, that red awning, that is my barber shop, and it is the coolest barber shop you ever saw. So as you can see, they've got the trees going here. So there's just all kind of stuff down here. It's hot, and it's a Sunday afternoon, so there's not a lot of foot traffic right now, because most people left this morning to go back to wherever they're from. This arch, the white building right there, is a very, very nice and very expensive restaurant. Now we're coming up back onto Bathhouse Row. Barbara, this time we're coming from the opposite direction, south heading north. So everything over here on this right hand side is the bathhouses, and I think there's 7, maybe 9 of them. So all of these are bathhouses here. On this side, you've got all kind of restaurants and shops and stuff like that. As you can see, we do have a little bit of traffic, but nothing like you're going to see certainly on the weekends. Coming up to the Arlington, which again really was the center of activity probably for more than 50 years. And it was in pretty rough shape, but they've done a great job getting that back together. Now we're about to head onto Park Avenue. When we make this kind of curve up here, it changes from Central Avenue to Park Avenue. Got a water fountain right over there, and then that empty space is where the Majestic Hotel was, and there's lots and lots of ideas of what to do with it. Whatever it is finally decided, it'll be a big deal. Again, Barbara, I was telling you about the Vapors. That was a very famous nightclub, supper club, where like Frank Sinatra would come, Dean Martin, Marilyn Monroe. So it was a deal. And now we get into a lot of the little motels back in through here. This great big gray monstrosity is something we've been watching for years. I have no idea what the devil they're doing in that building. They added a second floor, and I think it's a pretty stupid thing to do. But hey, you know, whatever. So you see, there's just a lot of old houses in Hot Springs, a lot of them. Some have been redone, so we've got some new Airbnbs right there. And we're coming back up close to where the houses or the units are. Got two great big mansions right here on the right, and you've got the coffee shop. It's closed on Sunday right there, and then there's the Dollar General, and I don't know, does this street go to?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, first street up here. Okay, and then we're gonna take a right. And we're back on Parallel Street, and there are the houses. So, anyway, that hopefully that gives you a. So it's 10 minutes. So it was 10 minutes from south of the racetrack to get to here, and then your grocery store and Sam's and all that stuff's just a little bit further than the racetrack. But that's the main drive, and I hope it gives you a little bit of context. All right, guys, talk to you later.